So they might be open. Okay. But I would really just say just check. And I think all set. So it's not just
Awesome.
all right.
Good evening, everyone. We will open the December 14th Town Council meeting. Roll call show that all councilors are present. Next item is agenda review, and under that review, we would like to just note that the executive session, which is number 12 on the agenda, is going to be postponed to a different date. Does anyone else have anything to add to the agenda? All right, we'll move on to approval of minutes of November 9th, 2015 and November 30th, 2015. Take a motion, please.
Move approval. Second.
Any discussion or corrections, changes?
I just have one question. I noticed when I looked at the minutes that there was a public hearing for victuals license for the golf club that was tabled, and then did that get lost, or is that coming back, or whatever? Okay. No explanation needed, just...
I can.
Well, go ahead.
It was on the agenda because staff has been in the habit of putting victuals licenses on the agenda before we get applications. In October and November, we had discussions with Harris. They decided that they weren't going to move forward. On Friday afternoon, they decided that they did want, on this meeting, their liquor license and victuals license to move forward. We explained that it was too late because we couldn't notice the public hearing with enough notice. So we anticipate they've paid much of what they owe with plans to pay the rest. And we anticipate getting their liquor license and having the hearing in January.
Okay, great, thank you.
Anything else? All right, all those in favor of approval of the minutes? Passes unanimously. Moving on to public hearings. Public hearing A, to consider a victuals license for DMCP Group LLC doing business as Dunkin' Donuts, 3 Stillwater Avenue. You, ma'am?
Sorry, we did put it.
Oh, you can't hear us. There's no mic.
Perhaps not. It doesn't sound like the sound from here. Is that on? It doesn't sound like it's here.
We did have difficulty with this at the public hearing for the roundabout as well.
Hello? No?
I can hear that.
Can you? It's recording.
So he can put on the headset, so that's a good sign.
Okay. To get back to Dunkin' Donuts.
Bell Ryder, Assistant Town Manager. All inspections are complete and staff recommends approval.
Great. Seeing as the audience is a little thin tonight, I will close the public hearing. Move on to Order 15198A. Order approving a victuals license for DMCP Group LLC doing business as Dunkin' Donuts, 3 Stillwater Avenue, which was tabled on 11/9/15. Order 15198. Could I have a motion, please? Sam, second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion on this license? All right. I will take a vote then. All those in favor of Order 15198A? Passes unanimously. Public hearing B, to to consider a Class 11 restaurant, lounge, spirituous, vinous, and malt liquor license and victualer's license for Tijuana's Margaritas Restaurant and Watering Hole, 15 Mill Street.
All inspections are complete, and staff recommends approval.
Again, I will close the public hearing. Move on to Order 215, order approving a Class 11 restaurant, lounge, spirituous, vinous, and malt liquor license for Tijuana's Margaritas Restaurant and Watering Hole, 15 Mill Street. I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second. Our form didn't indicate that the sewers had been paid. They are paid though? Okay.
Any other questions, comments? Right, all those in favor of Order 215? Tom and,
Yes.
passes unanimously. Right, moving on to Order 216, order approving a victualer's license for Tijuana Margaritas Restaurant and Watering Hole, 15 Mill Street. Take a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of Order 216? Passes unanimously. Right, moving on to acknowledgements by council members. Mark, do you have anything?
Well, it's end of semester, and we had a great tree opening here, right? The Christmas downtown, I heard that was really successful. I want to wish everyone a happy set of holidays as the new year comes upon us.
The night was fantastic. It was great. I was able to catch some of that and really enjoyed it. And kudos to the people that made that happen.
Tom?
Later in our meeting, we're going to be appointing a trustee to the RLBC Water District, and that trustee is replacing Paul Smith, who has been serving there for several years. And I'd just like to acknowledge his service. He came in at a very challenging time, and I think made a very positive contribution, and I'd like us to send him a letter expressing our appreciation.
Great.
And one other thing. In the consent agenda are a list of several of our employees who are being recognized for their years of service, and I'd just like to congratulate them for those milestones they've achieved.
Great. Thank you, Tom. Tom Spitz?
There's too many Toms, so it's getting confusing. Happy holidays to everybody, and I want to tell everybody out there that I really appreciate the way the weather's been until today. I've gotten all kinds of things done that I could not get done last year by this time, and so things are looking good. Well, I think even the weather today is just fine by me. That's because you went with that wood stove all day. Yeah, well, there's that. So I just wanted to repeat Tom Perry's comments on the employees and their years of service. There was two employees on there with 30 and 40 years respectively for the town. That's quite a record of service to the community. I just wanted to pass that on. Thank you.
Judy?
And I also, also would like to ditto the comments in terms of the employees and also for Paul Smith's contribution to the water board. Really brought a nice skill set to the board, and hopefully it's appreciated. And for someone who only comes into town upon occasion, I was impressed with the lights in town. I think every lamp post has a light on it, doesn't it?
Nice.
Yep.
It's nice, very festive.
I would echo, everyone took what I was going to say, so I think it's been beautiful downtown. The other thing is that several departments are using some accrued vacation time, and so they may be closed by 2:30 on Christmas Eve, so just call before you go to that department, because they might not be there. And we can start taking out papers, or in January? There's going to be positions in town council and school board, so I encourage people to take out papers if they're interested in those positions. Tom had something else.
I just had a question. You were mentioning some of our departments being closed early, and I was wondering what the hours in the town office would be during the holiday season.
So, it looks like they will close at 2:30 on, Christmas Eve,
Thursday.
Thursday. They're closed all day Friday.
Yep.
The following week, they will be open until 4:30 when they normally are on Thursday, Christmas, New Year's Eve, and they'll be closed all day on
Friday.
January 1st, Friday.
Thank you.
And we probably should also note that the town office will be closed from 11 to 1:30 on Thursday for the employee recognition luncheon. All right, we'll move on to unfinished business. I don't think we have any. Move on to the consent agenda. I will take a motion to move the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a vote on the consent agenda. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Moving on to new business. All right, moving on to Order 15-219, order appointing a candidate to the Orono Water District Board of Trustees for a 5-year term expiring December 2020. I will take a motion to amend that.
I would move that we amend the motion to insert the name Deb Reese instead of a candidate.
So I'll take a second on the motion to amend.
Second.
And also, then we'll have a discussion. If anyone has any discussion on the Order 15-219 as amended.
I'd just like to say how impressed I am with the quality of volunteers we have stepping forward for positions. I felt that way both in the Water District trustees interviews and in the recent school committee position interviews that we had. We've been very fortunate to have such good quality people stepping forward.
Yeah, I want to second Tom that. I know it was a really difficult choice because the two candidates that we received for this appointment they were both so well qualified, so well spoken, great interviews, and I want to thank them both for putting their names in.
Yeah, and I want to second that and also mention the planning board. I think we've recently had some. Does anyone else want to have any discussion?
I have a question. I was unable to attend the interview portion of this, but I have spoken with several of my colleagues here on council, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. It was a thorough process, and it was very effective. The council got what they needed out of the interview process.
Yep.
And feels confident. Yes? Yes. Well, no. Okay. Well, Mark, were you here? You never know. So
We asked them, 7 to 10 questions apiece, in which they had very thoughtful answers. And I don't want to speak for all of council, but I think a lot of council felt that that Deb just had a little bit more knowledge of what was going on in the planning board, the water trustees board.
Okay.
The interview, did they go 2 hours? It was a long, it was...
I listened to a great deal of the recording, and so, okay. Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else? Anything? All right, I will take a vote then on Order 15-219 as amended. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Okay. I would ask to waive the reading of Order 15-220. Would anyone allow me to do that? Okay. So, Order 15220 is an order providing for the lease purchase of 17 Scott SCBA's and 34 bottles, including transaction costs. Could I get a motion for that? Could I get a second?
Second.
All right. Sophie, is this you?
This is me. If you may recall, in November, this should look very familiar to you, because in November, you actually went through the committee process and the council process around the idea of purchasing these air packs and corresponding air bottles. We, at that point, thought we were going to enter into a lease purchase agreement with community leasing partners. When we got the full lease agreement from them, there were a couple of red flags. We sent it on for legal review, and what we were able to determine is we could get a much more transparent lease agreement that met our needs, and almost a 1% decrease in the interest rate from 3.95 to 2.98 by going with Androscoggin Bank of Lewiston. So anytime we shorten, we were going to do a 7-year loan, and now we're going to do a 6-year loan, the rate goes from $13,000 a year to $17,000 a year. In talking with the chief, the way we plan to address that is that these air bottles are also used for hazmat training and hazmat calls. The proration of a portion of that to our hazmat reserve makes sense. Council will see the $3,000 a year in the capital budget additional will be taken out of hazmat. The proposal will be to take it out of hazmat reserve and at the end of the day, we'll save a little over $5,000 to the town. So that was why we're back to make sure that council's okay with that, to give me the authority to enter into the new lease agreement. And of course, with this one, we had to have a legal opinion, and so the order is much longer than the one I made last time.
Sophie, will we still have the same warranties and everything with it?
We checked with the vendor that we're buying the equipment from, and everything on their side will stay exactly the same. It becomes much more transparent as to who owns the equipment and what can be done with the equipment with Androscoggin Bank than it was with the community leasing partners.
Anyone have any questions, concerns, discussion? Hearing none, I will take a vote on Order 15220. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Moving on to future agenda items and items of concern. I'll start with Judy for a change.
I don't have anything at this point.
Hey, Jeff?
I had a question about our financial statements in our packet tonight. The hazmat section had some really funny numbers in it. Okay, and the two of the columns seem to be duplicates, one or the other, the this month column and the to-date column. The same.
It's the way the report got run. We're still
Okay.
working through that. Yep.
Okay.
No, we haven't spent all of it this month.
All right, I just felt that I had to ask. That was it. Well, last time I asked about putting our orders associated with victuals, licenses, and special amusements on the consent agenda, and
So, the draft council agenda had that. And then the chair and I had our weekly meeting about the agenda, which is customary. And we decided that would be a wonderful topic to go on a committee agenda, just so everybody was aware of how things would work before we just did that.
that's fine.
Yeah, I had a question about where would council's questions go? That they shouldn't be in public hearing.
Well, if you had a question, you'd ask it to be taken out of the consent agenda. But
Tom?
No, I think, I don't think I have anything more to add. That was confusing.
Tom?
Just kind of piggybacking on Jeff's comment on the financial report, I'm wondering if in one of our January workshops, Jesse could attend and kind of review the half-year point and review the most recent report with us.
Absolutely, and the other thing is we now have the audit adjustments in the beginning, the opening balances. So I think that would be a great time. The auditor finished up on Friday, so we're in good stead.
Sam?
Just an observation, and I'm not quite sure where this would fit, but I've noticed some discrepancies in street signage as opposed to what the actual names of streets are. Kelly Road, for example, on Stillwater is spelled with an EY. Everywhere else is just a Y. Mainwood Avenue is actually MAIN Wood Street, according to the sign. And just a few things, so it just seems like, I don't know, we need spell check. Is there a municipal spell check that we could purchase, or?
Mark?
municipal spell check.
Well, Tom Perry keeps taking everything I had written down, so
Oh, my goodness.
I was wondering if we could just meet with Jesse at some point. When he has, he's been pretty busy with the auditors.
Don't say when he has time.
No.
Do it in January.
All right, public petitions, I don't think we have any. Public comments, we don't have any.
A reminder to folks that on Thursday, we have the LDR, the review of the comp plan LDR, 6 o'clock.
This Thursday?
This Thursday, the 17th. Everybody planning to be there? Everybody can be there? Do you see the question mark at the end?
Can't be there.
Can't be there?
Show of hands of who could be there on Thursday.
6 o'clock here.
Yep.
God, it's another 2 weeks in a row. I'm never freaking know.